Who would you say the king of horror? Who would you say, you being the king of horrorcore? Who would you say invented horrorcore? Because a lot of people that say, like I seen interviews with a lot of people credit Esham. I see a lot of views with interviews where people credit like Texas. Like who would you say either gets credit for the creation, or what region is what spawned it into what it is right now?
Um, I believe like you go back into like Gangsta Nip,
Okay,
uh,
okay,
you know
legend, legend.
Bushwick Bill,
Mm-hmm.
with Child's Play, right? Um, I believe Gangsta Nip was one of the like to me was the one of the first people first I heard like say crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I believe. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Um, but yeah, with and to me, I believe Bushwick made probably one of the first real horrorcore songs with Child's Play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, not first, but like that's solidified. That's horrorcore.
Okay.
You listen to Ghetto Boys Child's Play by
Mm-hmm.
Chucky, by Bushwick Bill, that to me is like old school horrorcore.
Okay.
Then you get, you know what I'm saying, like, but you get off into Esham and like Brother Lynch Young, right?
Okay.
See, I believe they're all horrorcore, right? But everybody took a different approach.
Okay.
Esham was more on some, Satan worshiping, fuck God, which to black people in the 80s and 90s, that was fucking, you know what I'm saying? So he might have been the first one to really, I feel like Esham was probably him and Lynch probably was the first ones to just take it there because, Lynch was talking about, hugging his mom and his dick getting hard and like Lynch was was on the cannibalism.
Okay.
He want to eat you.
Okay.
Like that's why he calls himself Hannibal Lecter. So he took it's different stances of horrorcore you could take. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Like, so he took the more cannibalistic route that you would say Esham took the like, the denounce God, I worship Satan. But he
Mm-hmm.
still tried to keep it hood because he was from 7 Mile, so he would do street shit too. But his main source of horrorcore to me was like more so of like like Satan worshiping and denouncing God. And then, like I say, you had Child's Play by Chucky and shit, but that was really just like one song. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right. So
it
you,
ain't like
yeah.
it's not like he did a whole album of that. You know what I'm saying? So I would consider what he did. What he did a horrorcore song. Now Gangsta Nip did a whole album, but to me, Gangsta Nip did horrorcore, but it was all like punchliney.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm
And
saying?
what about, and let me add, what about because I see like a lot of you guys get booked, like let's say it's a show, a lot of you guys get booked together. Is ICP included in that genre, would you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. ICP would be considered horrorcore. You know what I'm saying? Now, to me, they, I feel like they did what Esham should have. You understand what I'm saying?
Explain that.
Um, because ICP basically they got their, I got much love for ICP. I got a show with Shaggy, but this is just Detroit history. I'm just telling you. This ain't.
Absolutely.
Um, Esham had an album called "Homie Don't Play."
Okay.
His face was painted like a clown. Violent J asked him, could they paint their faces like that to do a show?
Mm-hmm.
You know, long story short, they end up getting on, blowing up, getting this like cult fan base.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like rapping the wicked shit like, Esham was doing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, basically, they kind of like took what he did,
They took a hot line
manufactured
and
it.
made it a hot song.
Yeah, they manufactured it, dressed it up and sold it. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like he is the originator of Detroit horrorcore,
Okay.
Esham.
Okay.
Like when it comes to Detroit horror, Esham is the grandfather.
Got you. Got you. Because he was the first one that painted his face, right?
He's the first one to paint his face. He's the first one to say fuck God and what I'm saying, all this shit. So that's horrorcore to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
you say some shit like that. So yeah, so I would say he is the pioneer of horrorcore in Detroit.
When a lot of people think of horrorcore, right, they automatically think like, okay, this is underground rap. But a lot of people don't realize that some mainstream artists can be some albums can be considered horrorcore. Like a lot of mainstream albums got horrorcore on it. Am I
Because
touching it or?
let me tell you something, man. M is a horrorcore rapper at heart.
Okay.
At heart. He knows he has back in the day, he had to talk about I mean, even if you look back in the day, even his hit singles were shock value. Hi, my name is shock value. Um, um, the real Slim Shady. When you know what I'm saying? Like all that shit was all shock value. You
All them
understand what I'm
skits,
saying?
all them little skits
And
that was.
yeah, and and on his albums he dived in it. But then he put out a horrorcore album called Relapse. That was all horrorcore.
Okay.
3 a.m. That is a stereotypical horrorcore song.
Got you.
3 a.m. Like I've heard so many horrorcore songs like that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I said that his shit was incredible, but I'm saying like what he did and the tone and the theme, that is horrorcore
To the fullest. Okay.
to the fullest.
Okay.
I consider M to be a horrorcore rapper. He just blew up in the mainstream. I believe M is a horrorcore rapper that blew up in the mainstream world.
Motherfuckers like Eminem and shit, they don't want to talk about Esham. Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Because everything they're saying that's so scary and rebellious was said 7 years ago in this city. They don't want to talk about the wicked shit. They don't want to talk about ICP either. You know what I'm saying? Eminem don't want to talk about us. Because what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Eminem. The first time I met him in 1997 or maybe 1998, we walked into St. Andrew's Hall, and he came up to us with a flyer. And he said, "What's up?" He came up to us, and he had a kid with him or whatever, and he was like, "What's up?" You know? And I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "I'm Eminem." And he gave me a flyer. And it said Eminem record release party or some kind of party for his EP or something. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was. And then it said on the flyer, it said, "Special guests in the house." And it said ICP. And then underneath it, it said maybe. And it said Esham, maybe. And then I looked at it and I had my name. And I said, how you going to put ICP on this fucking flyer when, you know what I'm saying, when you don't even know if we're going to be there? And then put maybe like that. And then he said, well, I'm asking you now. You know what I'm saying? You want to come show up? And I was like, hell no, man. What the fuck? And I was like, man, don't be putting our name on this shit. And I walked away. And he was just like, I guess he took it as a diss. You know what I'm saying? But he could take it however he wants it. I didn't give a fuck. We do our own thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, we didn't think much of it again. You know what I'm saying? We didn't think nothing of it. And then that Basement tape came out. Fuck ICP, buy my CD. And we were like, man, that's bullshit.
I was trying to get Eminem to be on my side about it.
It's really real.
That was my dude. Like, hey, I know this other guy that raps. We changed the history of music.
But he wouldn't have been.
Got a deal.
He wouldn't have been who he was.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wouldn't be who he is. I'm a firm believer in that.